Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So after an extremely long yet epic NBA offseason, the basketball regular season, NBA regular season is finally upon us, guys. And for today's video, what we're going to be doing is a tier rank challenge. So what we have here is every NBA team's best player. Now, keep in mind, I did not make this right here. So, for example, like, if you don't think Jordan Clarkson is the Cleveland Cavaliers' best player, man, that's just what's listed, the information given me, right? We're going to be pretty much saying, like, what are the chances based off of certain, you know, like right now, circumstances of every NBA team's best player winning that franchise an NBA championship. Have that be this season, or, you know, maybe like a few seasons down the road. Maybe there's no chance of it happening. Like I said, man, Jordan Clarkson ain't win the damn Cavaliers the championship. Not as the best player, guys. So basically, the best players from each team, you know, could they be the best player and win a championship? That's pretty much what we're going through, man. So we have a few rankings right here. We have could lead a team right now to the NBA championship. Could lead them, you know, in a few years. Maybe could win if they were, like, traded to a different circumstance. I think a prime example would be, like, Blake Griffin. Like, he's the best player on the Pistons, but they're not winning a championship. Where if he got traded to, like, the Celtics, he outplayed Kemba Walker, but yet Kemba was still on the team, then sure, I can see that happening. We have probably not happening, and then just no chance whatsoever, man. So, yes, if you guys could do me a quick favor, and please drop a like on this video. I don't really have, like, any, like, thoughts before going into this, so I'm going to be winging it with my thoughts and opinions, which is always good, man, because then you get, like, the actual raw emotion and stuff. So, yes, we got Joel Embiid. Do I think Joel Embiid could be the best player, which he is, on the 76ers right now and win an NBA championship? I'm going to say in a few years. I don't think Joel Embiid is quite there yet, guys. I know a lot of people are saying that, like, you know, the 76ers could get to the finals this year. Okay, I can see them getting to the finals, maybe. I mean, like, I like the Bucks out there and stuff, too. Those teams are really, you know, really good. But I think a Western Conference team probably win it this season. So, not quite yet, man. Let's not, you know, I want to see him play a lot more NBA games. He's getting better each season at like, playing more time and stuff like that, man. But, you know, his health is always a question mark. I just think he needs a bit more experience out there. But eventually, in a few years, he could be the best player on the 76ers or wherever, and win an NBA championship. Zion Williamson, without watching him play a single NBA game outside of preseason, I'm going to say the same circumstances Joel Embiid, where it's like he could in a few years. Now keep in mind, like Zion's few years is quite a few more years compared to like a Joel Embiid. Like Embiid could do it next year, the year after, something like that, man. But I think like Zion, it's like, yes, we give him that type of hype, just like based off like the hype we're giving him, you would have to think that. Like he's not doing it right now, man. But if Zion turns out to be as good as we all think he is, then yes, him being the best player on an NBA team could win a championship. Stephen Curry, greatest shooter of all time, man. He could lead a team right now. Now we gotta assume no injuries, right? Like if Klay Thompson was completely healthy and D'Lo was playing all-star basketball, they had Draymond Green, Willie Cauley signed, then yeah, we would definitely have the Warriors up there as a team that can win it this season. Just the issue is like injuries and things like that. But no, Stephen Curry in a perfect scenario, no injuries, could definitely be the best player on a team and win an NBA championship. He's already done it. He's already done it. So yeah, Chris Paul is no chance now. There is no chance that CP3 this late in his NBA career could be the best player and win a championship. I mean, he couldn't do it on the Clippers. And even on the Clippers, it's like, was he the best player, or would you say more Blake Griffin was? You know, either or, depending on the season. You know, back when he was younger and on the New Orleans Hornets, like, he wasn't winning championships. It's just no chance now. Like, I'm sorry, Chris Paul. You were definitely Hall of Fame point guard, one of the greatest of all time. But you can't be the best player with you and win a championship. Jokic, I think I could see it happening like in a few years also. I think the Denver Nuggets, another team that we all think is going to be a great regular season team, but nobody really has them going to the NBA Finals. I just think he's a few playoff, you know, just like a few like seasons and playoff experiences, you know, maybe losing the Western Conference Finals, maybe losing in the NBA Finals. But Jokic, just with his all-around game as he continues to progress as a player, he could definitely lead a team to the finals and win it in a few seasons. Especially like Michael Porter really glows up. Now that's assuming Jokic is still the best and the Michael Porter's like second best, and you got Jamal Murray, right? So yeah, in a few more years I can see it happening. Donovan Mitchell. Let me come back to Donovan Mitchell. LeBron James, yeah, he could do it right now. He could do it right now. Now, the interesting thing about him, though, is that LeBron's better than Anthony Davis, right? Like, Anthony Davis, that's the thing, is, like, his situation's, like, so much better than, let's say, like, like a Chris Paul, right? Like LeBron he's the best player listed, but he's got Anthony Davis on his team. Like he could do it right now. Mitchell Robinson, no chance of Mitchell Robinson being the best player winning a championship. Now I think he'd be a fantastic like third option on a team. But as far as being like the Knicks' best player, which I would actually say is Julius Randle, if I'm being quite honest, I would say the same with him, though, as Julius Randle. But no, great third option player. I think he's gonna be a great scorer in the end. Like I want to say like a great scorer. What I always say is like a better scoring version of Rudy Gobert, and people are like, well, Crispy, Rudy Gobert, he's averaged 18 points last season. Like I get that was all like dunks and stuff. I'm talking about like Rudy Gobert with like a mid-range shot. That's what I'm thinking Mitch Robinson could be. But no, that's still not gonna win you a championship. Kyrie Irving is probably not happening. I don't want to say there's no chance whatsoever, because like in the right circumstance, if he's the best player, there's it's like we kind of saw with like the Boston Celtics, but no, like I almost even want to put it at no chance. Like I just don't really see Kyrie as like a guy that can lead a team number one option to an NBA championship, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt right there and say probably not happening, just because like it's not like he's as old as Chris Paul. I'm going to say probably not happening, but yeah, okay, because we literally saw it not happen on the Boston Celtics last season. But could he have done it eventually being the best option or the best player? Sure, why not? Like let's say you switched out Kevin Durant on the Nets and put like Jimmy Butler there. Okay. Terry Rozier. Can I just I need like another monitor so I can just toss him off the screen right there, man. No chance whatsoever. Terry Rozier being your fifth best player, you're probably not winning a championship, right? Yeah. Okay. We got Bradley Beal. Do I think Bradley Beal could be the number one option? Probably not happening. I was saying like maybe like a trade. But even if he got traded, let's say, to like the Lakers, he wouldn't be the best player on the team anymore. So yeah, he can't be the number one option. Well, it's like if he was, then the Washington Wizards would not be known as like a team that might have like one of the worst records in the entire league, right? So yeah, you can not even say no chance. Yeah, the no chance. Bradley Beal's a great player, but he can't be the number one and win it. Donovan Mitchell. Okay, let's get back to him, man, because he is the best player in the Utah Jazz. Do I see the Utah? I'm going to say in a few years. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I kind of forgot that option was there for a second, man. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell, if he continues to progress, I could see the Jazz winning it in a few years. As long as Rudy Gobert stays on the team and they got some really good other, like, role players out there. Yeah, man, just not right now, but in a few years for sure. Lauri Markkanen, probably not happening. Not as number one option. Like I said, number two, number three, sure. And I would even say Zach LaVine's better than him anyway. So, yeah. Trae Young. Could in a few years. He just has like that it factor to me. He just has that it factor. And if the rest of the Hawks come around and John Collins continues to progress as a guy, DeAndre Hunter becomes a missing piece of the puzzle, Cam Reddish, but as long as Trae Young remains that status of the best player, sure. I'll say like 5-6 years away, but yeah, man. Vucevic as number one option, no chance. Even if Vucevic got traded, like there's no chance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not happening, man. Not with Vucevic. He could, like if he got traded like the Clippers, somebody like that was like a second or third best player. Sure, you can make the argument, but yeah, nobody's like saying the Magic are winning the finals this year with Vucevic as the best player. Karl-Anthony Towns, I said maybe could win a championship if traded. Because right now he's not going to lead the Timberwolves, not even in a few years. But if he got traded to a better circumstance where he was still the best player, but maybe to like a team where the GM wasn't a complete dumbass like the Minnesota Timberwolves, and actually put like the right players around this guy, then sure. Like, let's say the Phoenix Suns. I did a rebuild of that, man, a few days ago with the Karl-Anthony Towns. Let's say he's the best player, and the second is like Devin Booker, and maybe they do get like a D'Lo or somebody like that, man. But no, Cat would still be the best player listed. It's just he needs to be traded. He needs to be traded to a better circumstance with better players around him. But I think he definitely could get it done eventually. Jaren Jackson, I would say probably not happening. Like, yeah, Ja Morant, if he becomes like a superstar, and then Jaren's like the second or third option, sure, let's talk. But besides that, man, him is like if he becomes great and then Ja is just like an okay point guard, like nobody's gonna be saying the Memphis Grizzlies win the championship. De'Aaron Fox, I'm going to say probably not happening. I see him more as like a really good number 2, but not the number 1 on a championship team. And I like what the Sacramento Kings are doing. What I'm hoping is that like Marvin Bagley takes that next step over the next few years and becomes like the best player on that team. And then you got De'Aaron Fox. Then you got something really good happening over there. But as it stands, can't be the number 1. Blake Griffin, I kind of gave you guys my example earlier with the Boston Celtics, where like if he got traded to the Celtics for like Jaylen Brown or whatever, and then it's like he was the best player, then you got like Kemba and you got Jason Tatum. Yeah, I could see that team winning it, but it would only be with the trade because he's the best, he's the best player on the Pistons, and like you might have people say he's like the 8th seed. So yeah. Kawhi Leonard, he could do it right now. He just did it last season on Toronto Raptors. So, yep. Jordan Clarkson, no chance. Kind of the same thing as Terry Rozier. Like, I just tossed him off the screen. Victor Oladipo. He's an interesting one, man. He's like as interesting as like Bradley Beal is, because like Oladipo on the Pacers. What do we think they are? Like is anybody, like when Oladipo is completely healthy, is anybody saying that the Pacers are going to win the finals? Probably not happening as the number 1 option. Would need to be a number 2. But I mean, like if he got traded to I'm gonna say for now with a trade. But even that, man, I don't know, because I'm trying to think like what team he would get traded to. This is the tough one, guys. I'm going to respect Oladipo. I'm going to say if traded. Devin Booker. Probably not happening as number 1 option. He's a great scorer, man. Like him as a scorer, like he's as good as it gets. And the Phoenix Suns struggle to even make the playoffs. You put Cat on that team, he becomes the 2nd option. Let's talk. But not as the number 1. Even if he got traded to like a better team, it still probably would not be happening. LaMarcus Aldridge, no chance. James Harden could lead a team right now. Kemba Walker. Probably not happening. Not as the number 1. If Tatum becomes an amazing scorer, becomes Kobe Bryant 2.0, then all of a sudden Kemba would be the 2nd option. But like we saw Kemba Walker on the actually no chance. There's no chance, because even like probably not happening. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Kemba Walker, no chance. Not as number 1, because we saw the Charlotte Hornets. He was the best player on there, and they barely made playoffs, if ever. You need, like, Tatum to be, like, amazing. Jimmy Butler. Could have traded. Like I said, if you traded Jimmy Butler to, maybe to, like, the Brooklyn Nets, and he was, like, the best player, then Kyrie played, like, 2nd best, then maybe, yeah, we're talking. I don't know, man. It's kind of difficult with like those borderline star players, because it's like, do I really see them winning a championship as number 1 option? No, I do not. Pascal Siakam. He's an amazing number 2, but there's no chance the Raptors ever win finals game if Pascal's their best player. Giannis could lead right now. Damian Lillard. Maybe in a trade. I think we've seen what Damian can do on the Portland Trailblazers. But as it stands right now, I don't really ever see Portland winning a championship, man. Like, now, if he got traded to a big-time team where, like let's say he got traded to the T-Wolves and he was the best player, then you had Cat. That team's interesting. Kristaps Porzingis. Based off his current situation, I think could in a few years. 7'3" guy could put the ball on the floor. You got Luka as number 2 option, although I think Luka has potential to be better than Kristaps. But even if Kristaps is the best and then Luka's 2nd best, I still think that team, in a few years could definitely do it. This was a tough-ass video to make, man. Because I know for a fact, the way people are going to read this is me saying, like, these players are, like, better than other players, but it's definitely not that at all. It's just a matter of, you know, the young guys, if I think they'll progress to be #1 options, and guys that we've seen as #1 options not really do anything with it. Such as, like, Kemba, LaMarcus Aldridge, Bradley Beal. All those guys we have seen as #1 options. And it just shows that they're not going to win a championship. Like, yeah, that doesn't make them a bad player. It just makes them more of a Robin than it does a Batman, right? Even like this probably not happening thing. I almost want to get rid of that. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that one, guys. Let me toss these guys right over here. No chance. And we're going to delete this. Because like probably in no chance. You know, there is no chance that Kyrie is #1 on Brooklyn and wins it this year. Now when Kevin Durant comes back, they have a chance, but that's because he's #2, De'Aaron Fox. I don't think there's a chance if he's #1 of winning. Winning a championship freaking hard to do, man. Devin Booker, no chance if he's #1. Same on the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, it's not happening. Okay, yeah. I like it better this way, guys. I like it better this way, man. So, yeah, I'm sure I offended enough people in this video as is. But regardless, it was still a lot of fun to make. Hope you guys all enjoyed. And just keep in mind, it's not a matter of if I'm saying these guys are better or not. It's just if I see them, you know, on their current team in a few years, right now, maybe via trade, if they could win an NBA championship, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.